Okay, I'm gonna choose the winner for the Giandel 3000 watt inverter, right? Random pick winner, randomly pick a winner. Here we go. Whoa. Here we go. David Skywalker. 2 comments, 2 likes. Also, he says, also, I was actually thinking that you looked pretty cool in the beginning of this video before you even said anything about it. Ah! He's trying to get on my good side there. Alright, here we go. This is the winner, David Skywalker. He's got 7 subscribers. He did that bathroom GFCI at Pete Home 6 years ago. He's got 1 video. Here you go. You are the winner. Contact me at jhu@jack35 so I can get your info and then I can ship you your inverter. Alright, next is picking the winner for the little battery holder things. The populated PCB boards that are a few generations old, right? So we're gonna give those away by anyone that commented on the live stream there. So let's pick a winner. There we go. Edward Miller from Canada. Please send me some PCBs. There you go. Edward Miller, you're the winner there. Okay. I didn't know it was just gonna jump up to me like that. Hopefully it's not gonna be so echoey here anymore. And hopefully we're live. Are we live? We have a new thing here, a new system that shows us where we're at. Yeah? Anything?
You're echoing.
Am I echoing? Let's see. Let's look at the thing. I'm just gonna try to look at the thing here. Okay, so it was just for the pre-loaded stuff. I should be fine right now. So, welcome everyone to this live stream. We go live every Monday night, and tonight there's no difference. Came back, did it arrive to you? Yes. Oh, let me just answer that. Why does everybody want to talk to me when I go live? Oh, I mean, you know, not just you guys, but everyone else. So there we go. Yes, welcome everyone. We have a new member. We want to welcome Roger Sievert. Thank you for joining the channel. By the way, you can join the channel by pressing on that button there, and that's, you know, just basically gives us you know, support the channel and the stuff that we do here. Echo Stop, aloha. No echo since you switched to your face cam. Yeah, face cam is good. It was just the preloaded stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out why that was happening. I think the camera was picking it up. That's what it was. So both of the things were on, and yeah, I wasn't supposed to do that. But anyways, here we go. We have the winners for that. That was last year. I mean, that was last week what we're gonna give. I do have another stack of boards that I want to give away, and it'll work the same way. Once this video drops, then we can, you guys can comment, and I'll choose. I'll pick a random winner next week, right? So if you missed it this last time, then you can do it on this one video, and then we can do that. All right. But with that out of the way, let's check out what you guys are doing. What are you guys doing? I wanted to talk tonight about this new California reality that is the scheduled blackouts. That's a different thing. That's a thing that used to happen third world countries. You know, not in first world, you know, utilities, definitely. But it seems to be happening in California. And okay, there we go. I just answered that. So, yes, supposed to be 2.5 million Californians are without power right now. I know I checked yesterday was the last time that I checked. I haven't checked like real time or whatever to see if any of those have gotten power back or not. So that's what's happening here. what's happening where you guys are located, because that is pretty crazy. And I'm working on this deal, right, where I'm gonna offer some of those batteries that are already come, 48 volt battery packs and stuff. It's just taking us a little bit longer to get. I think I'm gonna end up getting all the info tonight, although it's almost 8, and I don't seem to have gotten that, so that I can release it tomorrow, and then you guys can, purchase. But it's kind of hard to do the logistics of, these large size batteries. Just think about this. A lot of you guys are usually like, okay, I like the price, but how much is the shipping cost, right? And then you're like, give me the shipping, and it's usually, finding the shipping quote takes a bit of time, right? If you're set up, that could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever. If there's 200 of you, there goes the entire day or a couple of days for your shipping person, right? So we want to do it right. We're not doing a bunch of work. We're not holding on to you guys so that you guys are, like wanting answers from us and stuff. And we're waiting on you guys because we don't have orders. So we're not going to invest, just a crazy amount of time just giving people, quotes that are mildly interested in buying something. You know what I mean? Like, we get into that sort of stuff. So we're trying to figure it all out. I had a conversation with Michael tonight, and I think it's going to be possible to just offer like flat rate shipping anywhere in the United States. So, and then we're creating all of these batteries because they're big and heavy. And so, they're going to have to go through, not just through regular shipping, right? Not through regular UPS and stuff like that. Hey, what is this with my dose? Get out of there. He wants attention, but, it's only when I go live. Actually, no, that guy wants attention all day, every day. Anyways, that's what's happening here. But as soon as those become available, then I think a lot of people are waking up to the new reality that, well, we need storage, right? I mean, just think about this. It's not just inconvenience. I know a lot of people look at me like I'm weird, like we're weird. Like, what are you guys talking about? Why are you guys talking about batteries? Like, it's no big deal. Like, the power goes out. I've heard like, hey, my ancestors didn't have running, didn't have lights and running water and lights and stuff, and no one died, But it's not just about that. I mean, the thing is that most of us don't even know what it is to not have power for more than just a few minutes. And so when we do, then it's a real big issue, right? Imagine you have a store. Imagine you commute every day and the gas station that you need to go doesn't have power, so you can't pump gas there. You can go to the groceries and buy stuff because they can't process payments, This is like old things that we don't realize that we rely on power to do. And, because the utilities, the grid has been so, reliable for the longest time, we don't even realize how much we're using it, right? So that's become a new thing. And I think that's when this week everybody's waking up saying, like, we should have gotten a generator. We should have a battery in our store and our battery in our garage. And so we're in a good place because, this is what we've been saying, right? Me and you guys, we've been talking about batteries, and we're the weirdos. We're the weirdos until this week, right? Oh, and many future weeks where this sort of stuff happens. So all of a sudden you're like, oh, you guys were ahead of the curve there. You guys knew what was going on. You guys saw the writing on the wall kind of thing, right? So Briston says, I got my power back days ago. There you go. Windy plus dry day equals fires. Yeah, and it's weird because you kind of get it. You kind of want to be on the side of the utility. You're like, okay, I'd rather you be safe than inconvenience us, right? Like, I'll put through the inconvenience. But the thing is that it's really hard to go easy on these guys because we're paying them money for energy, right? And then they're like, well, listen, we don't want to try to prevent these fires in another way other than let's just shut down the system. You're like, well, couldn't you give maintenance to all these power lines? Couldn't you go and cut the trees so they're not so close, so they don't pose such much threat on the transmission lines? There's a bunch of things, right? And when you look down, at the corporate structure, you're like, oh, and you guys been giving yourself bonuses and stuff, right? So there's anger, and there's not a lot of a lot of leash that we're giving them, right? Like, we're angry last year because they were causing fires, their stuff was causing fire through their negligence. But then this year we're mad at them because, well, hey, we pay for this stuff. You're costing us money now. Now we're going to sue you. So who knows? Are people going to sue them now because they lost money? Because not having electricity for, a few days is going to cost people money. Because if they had like a store, they had to get rid of all the perishables. Gas stations couldn't pump gas unless they went out and got a generator. I mean, I don't know. Everybody should be equipped to handle an emergency, right? At least a couple days or something. But not everyone is. And so, I don't know. I think, a proactive way to look at it is to do what we're doing, right? I'm not waiting around for them to figure it out, right? It's like, that's a huge problem. It's going to take huge, amount of time to fix it. So, in the meantime, I'm setting myself up with a bunch of batteries. And, when the power goes out, I'm going to be nice and pretty sitting here, enjoying my stored energy, that's coming off of my solar panels kind of thing, right? And so a lot of you guys are doing that. So, yeah, I think while they figure it out, we're not stopping. We're preparing ourselves kind of thing. Roger Sievert says, getting ready for winter here. Just had first snow. So to tide myself over, I'm working on Arduino motion sensor night light. There you go. Yeah. Winter is coming for a lot of places. And like real winter, not like winter like for us here in California, where it just gets down to the lower 70s kind of thing. Shattered Day. Oh man, I can't read that. That's in a different language. What batteries does the dog use? He used the ones that serve out calories. Where is the update for the emergency solar power pack? You're right. Where is that? I'm behind on that project. I'm like, so many videos that are pending right now, and the ones that I want to do, I can't do because I'm not done, or I'm waiting on someone else. And then the ones that I could do, I'm not far along to have been able to. I was basically debating today. We're like, what do I do? Do I get ready for tonight's stream? Do I make a video? Do I go outside and do everything that I need to do? Or do I? Yeah, or I prepare for tomorrow's thing, because tomorrow's thing is gonna be really interesting. And I think, the more time I put into it and the better I do it, then the less glitches it's gonna go through. And I'm gonna be able to help the most amount of people through it. So I didn't do any of those. I kind of just prepared myself. I talked to someone on the phone that needs building a huge system. We figure out some package that got delivered because they gave us the wrong address, sort of that stuff. And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, it's time to go live here. So yeah, that's what happens here. But it's coming. It's halfway done, or 75% done. It's just not ready to upload quite yet. Radical Rapsusa says, you rock. Oh, just had time to stop in for a thumbs up. Stay well. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for that. It really, truly helps. So, if you guys are watching this, do give me a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm to pick this up and, share it with other people that might be interested in batteries and storage and being out of the dark. Getting themselves out of the dark, especially here in California right now. It sounds like you're living in South Africa. That is the craziest thing, because that is another place where we've been hearing you guys about your problems. And even for me, I'm like, whatever, who cares? What's a few hours of, not having power or whatever. But now here we are in California. This is the world, the third largest economy of the world, and it's third world status when it comes to the grid. So yeah, I mean, there we go. We're feeling your pain, South Africa. Except Elon hasn't saved us by installing a huge battery here. Anyways, not yet. Anyways, right? Maybe it's gonna happen. Maybe this is gonna be a thing. Do you know if a 10 kilowatt inverter that can go from 16 volts to 10 volts? 10 kilowatt inverter, you're probably not gonna find one because that's such a low voltage that it would need cables like this big. The amperage would be so much. Usually when you're looking past the 3 kilowatt inverters and up, then you start moving into the higher voltages, 24, 36, 48, right? 48. And now there's even some that are coming at 96, which are cool because all of a sudden now we can kind of start looking into using the the EV batteries the way they come, not, or at least in bigger chunks, so that we can start using thin cables again and not have to spend so much money and time and effort on the DC side, right? But those are starting to come up. I'm probably gonna start messing around with one of those pretty soon because it would allow you to use like off the shelf Model 3 battery, which is kind of exciting because those are really cheap. You can get one right now for $120 a kilowatt hour. It's about the most affordable batteries that are out there, other maybe than the Volt batteries that supposedly you can get for a couple $1,000 for 16 kilowatt hours, right? Let's see here. Roger says, I got the joy of the 4 hurricanes in Florida. I lived at the end of the line for the grid, so it was a 4 days without power for the first storm. Yeah, you guys have there's storms back east, we just have wind and wildfires, but they hit just as hard every year. And according to a lot of scientists and a lot of people saying that they're due to keep growing in intensity, right? I don't know if that's gonna be true, but it does seem that way, right? It seems like we're seeing quite a bit of chaos being created by both of those phenomenons that happen every year. If someone is dependent on oxygen, insulin, or something like that, they should have already had a backup power solution. Yeah, you would think so. I mean, if you were smart, you would, right? But really, anyone should have a backup because, like I said, like for example, if I was without power, I'd be dead in the water. This is how I make money, right? I make videos, I watch YouTube. I'm a YouTube watcher, professional watcher, so if I can't watch YouTube, I can't make money. So, it's my livelihood, right? So if I don't have power, I can't make money. And that's not just like some weird thing that I do. Most people are kind of like that. It's like if you don't do this, like if you work at a bank, right? And you're in Redwood or one of these cities up there in Northern California, the bank might not have power, right? If they don't have a backup generator, then they don't have power, then you can't do your job. And by the way, that happened quite a bit. I saw quite a bit of news stories where businesses closed down because they weren't prepared for that, right? And so all those employees, right, maybe they are, they have backup at home and they can go home and turn on their TV or whatever because they couldn't go to work. But you're affected either way, right? When the full system goes down, then it doesn't matter if you're prepared. It's someone else's that is unprepared is gonna affect you too. So that's crazy. I think it's gonna take a while. I think it's gonna take a few years of this happening for people to really get on board and be like, all right, let's get some batteries here. It's because the blackout that Fortnite is not working anymore. Hey, well, computer servers they need electricity, so that I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that would be the case. If the utilities had permission from California to clear dead trees out, this wouldn't be a problem. They don't have permission? That's a weird thing. But I wouldn't doubt that it's true. Because that's how it works. Sometimes if it makes sense, then it's probably not allowed. Every roof should be a solar system. You know, in California, we have plenty of solar. And in fact, we have too much solar. And it's creating quite a bit of problems. I don't think there's a lack of solar in California currently. I think there's a lack of storage. So we need batteries. And I am working on a video, again, that it's stuck somewhere in the middle. But it basically explains that problem. What do we have that we don't need more solar? We shouldn't be mandating more solar. We should be mandating batteries. Or solar with batteries. The whole system, not just half of the system, right? And it's a weird thing because I feel like we're not quite there for batteries, right? I mean, you know, my efforts are really on the recycling side of things, right? So we're reusing, repurposing old batteries. But, you know, that might not be enough to really do the entire thing, right? We might have to eventually jump into brand new systems, sort of like what Tesla's doing. By the way, speaking of Tesla's batteries, I have someone that reached out to me that says that they have a Tesla battery that's due to them. So basically, Tesla, he earned one, right? And he doesn't need it. He doesn't want it, but he wants to know if someone would want to pay for that Tesla battery pack. And so then he would transfer the ownership, and then he would send, you know, Tesla to go to their place, evaluate it, and then, you know, install it and stuff. Now, I'm tasked, you know, to figuring out what's a good price. And I'm like, well, it's got to be less than what Tesla's asking for because, well, you know, why wouldn't they just go in directly to Tesla, right? So I have to figure that out, how much a Tesla Powerwall costs right now. And then maybe, you know, deduct some money off of that. And then enough so that it would be attracted to one of you guys or someone out there watching, and then they can go for it, you know, and pay him that amount of money, and then he can then, you know, kind of do the transfer thing to you. So anyways, that's up on the table. If you're interested in getting a properly, you know, like legit Tesla Powerwall installed in your house, then email me. Yeah, jehu@jack35. I will put you in contact with them. You guys can hash it out, and then that's gonna happen. So yeah, if you're looking for a legit like that. But eventually, I think to hit the mass markets, we're gonna have to probably deal into that, or maybe not. Maybe the secondary market is so huge that it's gonna be able to, you know, supply, you know, storage for more than I'm anticipating, kind of thing. I don't know, right? I'm just going as I'm going. So California won't let PG&E clear trees out. Wow, that's crazy. So they can't clear trees, so now they have to turn their battery off. And then now, that's so weird because I just saw isn't it the governor that was saying that, was criticizing PG&E, saying like, well, now they have to step up and do the right thing, and they have to, you know, they have to do it. They just have to figure it out. That's weird if they're not allowed to cut the trees and clear the brush so that it's not so dangerous. That's crazy. EV cars, you have your own gas station at the roof. I would recommend the book The Grid, the frame winds between Americans and our energy future by Gretchen Bake. It was a fantastic read about the complications about the powering the grid. Yeah, powering the grid it's a pretty crazy thing. Once you start like looking into power and stuff, right, and it kind of gives you a perspective into what it is that we're powering out there. Like, society is pretty energy hungry, and so it's pretty amazing that we're, as a human race, you know, the human race is powering, you know, it's a beast. Through tiny little wires that are going through the hills and through those towers and stuff. It's pretty crazy, especially once you get to see one of those wires that go, the high tension wires, high voltage. yeah, you get to see they're like these spiral things that, you know, they can stretch, and they are tongue and groove. They're like, they're pretty intricate, and you know, the one particular section that I was geeking over one time was, I want to say it was like 60 years old. So when you go back 60 years ago and you're like, wow, they milled this piece of copper like 60 years ago, and it's been in service all this time, and now they took it off. And I mean, it's pretty impressive to see that, just a piece of wire, right? Because you don't know. I never thought they were hollow. They're actually pretty small pieces of, you know, the conductors that are out there that, you know, transmit thousands of volts and stuff. Yeah, if you ever have a chance, if I ever get my hands on one of those, I'll show it to you guys. It's pretty crazy, the technology that we're doing and what we're doing with that, right? Let's see here. Have group meet up and put them all to work. Yeah, I actually am thinking of doing a meetup. I kind of was against it at the beginning, but I'm thinking now that, yeah, I do want to have some kind of workshop moving forward where we all get together and build a thing, and we all walk out of there, you know, either with building one big thing. I know on the EV side I want to do that because I want to, you know, I think it's not real until you get your hands dirty and you do it. But even on this side, on the Powerwall stuff, it's going to be the same thing. It seems too far, too expensive, too hard until you get together and you see it being built, and then you're like, oh my God, I soldered those boards. You know, I soldered that connector in that thing, and now there it is, and it's making power. Then it becomes real to a lot of people, right? And it becomes attainable and stuff. And so that's a huge gap between just having an idea and knowing that someone out there is doing it, but then, you know, between that and between you like actually taking part of a build and stuff, and then that's very empowering. And so that's what I kind of want to do, because, well, we can do it, right? Maybe there's a giveaway for those fanatics like me. There is one. You can at the end where this video posts, then you can comment there, and I will be giving away more of those pre-populated PCB boards, right? They're a little bit older, like I think Gen 2 or something. Yeah, I don't know which version they are, but they're not the latest version. So because of that, I can't use them. So they're just sitting there. I gotta, you know, I'd rather put them in your hands. Someone then can use them and stuff. Let's see. You can use nickel metal hydride, but it would probably need to be real good. Yeah, I never liked nickel metal hydride. I guess I don't understand that technology very well. It almost seems like it's never fully charged. It never seems like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. But I always remember like not really hating those batteries. Like, just where lithium, it's like a different thing. You're like, you know, it's charged. You look at the voltage. You know when it's discharged. Like, you know when that battery's going dead. It's like it doesn't die slowly. It just kind of dies, right? And it kind of wakes up when you put a charger to it. And so I always like that more than the nickel metal hydride. I almost feel like those, you never knew what they were doing, you know. And obviously now they don't have the energy density and stuff. So hello from Australia, from James Robert George Frederick. Good day, Jehu. Wait, George Frederick? Yeah, I remember you. I met you at EV West, right? Antigua in the house. Tesla Powerwall 2? Yes, sir. Tesla Powerwall 2. That's what they're going on right now. Hey, more about batteries? The inverter, that's the 12 volt from your battery bank and turns into your 112 volts AC to run your stuff. Did you see people are changing their Teslas or charging their Teslas with ordinary generators? Yeah, Yeah, I think they've always been doing crazy things like that, right? Um, let's see here. Namaste says DSLR life from India. There you go. Where do the power walls start with price? Yeah, I mean it just depends, but there's no standard right now. There's just all kinds of different batteries that we're using. We're building them different ways. Some people are paying tons of money for like new cells. Some people are paying almost nothing for cells that they're, rescuing from recycling centers or yeah, so it's all over the place, but slowly we're trying to get into some kind of standard, and I'm trying to do my part in standardizing by having these little PCB boards that we're using, and so yeah, who knows moving forward, but right now, like, reclaimed batteries are about $150 a kilowatt hour, something like that, and then these new systems that are coming ready to go, 48 volts, right, rack mountable, those are going to be, I think, somewhere around $200 a kilowatt hour. But it's very little work from those. You basically don't have to build anything. You just kind of slide them in, connect your cables, and then you go. I still have to explore a little bit in the BMS thing. And, I just have to plug a BMS and then show you guys how to do it and stuff. It's nothing, nothing crazy. Let's see. I'm following you from Egypt. Why are you using welding with tin in lithium-ion batteries 850 instead of welding with a point? So now we're not actually doing that anymore. We're actually doing the boards. I guess there's shown to you. This is the new system that we're using. If you haven't been following, there's a lot of videos where I have, and I'm showing you guys how to build these, right? These are populated on a holder, so there's no soldering here. If you ever need to change the batteries, you can pop them out and then install new ones. Yeah, these are, works for 18650s. These are cheap Chinese batteries that I imported to the United States. We did quite a bit of them. I think we did like 30,000 of these cells or something like that, and then we sold them, and then we did testing, cycle testing, and these batteries here did almost, they did 1,000 cycles, right? Even though they're rated at 300 cycles. If you went easy on them, I don't remember. I think they were in like full depth cycles and stuff, but we kind of did what would be the life on a power wall, on a storage setup, right? And so I'm looking maybe into the future, having another group buy of these, but this time maybe I'm not gonna partner up with anyone because they kind of dropped the ball on me and they made me look bad. I had to end up like refunding a bunch of you guys because they didn't do their part, right? But this time around, I think I can do it on my own. I don't need to kind of, rely on someone else to do the work. And I'm hoping that it's going to be much seamless and, less full of drama. But yeah, that's for the future. Right now, there's plenty of batteries. By the way, if you need batteries, Tom right now has, Tom has a special right now. He's selling these batteries like super cheap, right? Let's see. If you go to kit.com, analytics, then you go to battery sources. I have all my sources that I have, vetted. All right, because there's a lot of batteries out there, but of course you have to find the good ones and find the good sellers. Not all the sellers are the same. I've been, we've been burned a couple of times. And so that's not a good thing. So this one's a flash sale. Let me see if it's still happening here. But he's selling these for like $1.20. Is that what we were going for? Oh, $1.60. So they were $1.20. Right now they're $1.60. The sale ended, but I mean, even at this price, this is still pretty good. All right, and of course we have the new ones at EV West and stuff like that. So just in case you guys are looking for this, yes, we met at FCON 2013. Oh, really? We did meet at FCON? Oh, I don't remember that. What's the max amount of 18 series can be in a pack? Infinity. There is no minimum, I don't think. Can I buy your BW bus? Name your price. Well, let me see. I'm about like 60,000 probably into it. So, I mean, you give me 100 for it. Yeah, I'll sell it to you. I'm actually getting ready to dump some more money into it so that I could finish it, paint it and all this other stuff. Yeah, that thing is a money pit. Everything that you do on that thing costs a lot of money. So, good idea about getting together. I'm doing the same, almost ready with the website. I put my car up for sale and get some money to start up and getting the finance structure in place. Oh, there we go. To do what? To do batteries? To get batteries in? Junior, there is not really any limit. Yeah, no limit. Very love your video. I'm interested in how much cost deliver Tesla battery pack to Lithuania. It's possible to deliver. That's a big question mark because it's really hard to get shipping across, into some countries and stuff. But I need to look around. I just asked me some, but it hasn't replied anywhere. I can access .login for the UPS. Oh, I see. That's for the other one. What I'm referring to is the PCB battery packs for lithium-ion batteries for my project Powerwall. Okay, is that for me? Wire enough cells in parallel to deliver the current you need, then enough of those packs in series for the voltage you need. Oh no, Cesario Studio says Tom disappointed me with my order. Yeah, well, it's, yeah, I mean, they're not perfect, obviously, right? But from what I know, they always take care of people that have problems with their orders and stuff. Yeah, I guess they're not 100%. There are lots of good inverters out there. You need to figure out how much power you want to run through it, and half bigger to be safe. How long you can run upsize the battery. Yep. Hey Jehu, is that not a good thing? Progressive. I don't know what you're asking about the good thing. The new batteries Tom had is sold out. He still has the pouches for $450 in any quantity. Yeah, from what he told me, those pouches are there. They have like tons of them, like crazy, like I don't know, like 80 pallets or something worth of them, right? So yeah, I think if you want to build something big and you want to do a little bit at a time, those would be a good one to do it with, because then you can order a few here and a few later and a few after that and a future time, and the likeliness of them being around, available will be there, where the other ones kind of come and go, right? Because people just buy them. I connected your PCB to a Watchmont 5. I was wondering what your recommendations on how many parallel PCBs you would recommend in a build. So there's no limit. I mean, you can keep going on forever, right? Why would there be a limit on how many parallel? You just have to make sure you install enough BMS boards. Well, actually you don't, because now you're using a BMS. Yeah, so you don't actually know. So yeah, that's the limiting, and that's not even a limiting factor. Yeah, there's no, structurally, obviously, if you build one of these stacks like, 100 boards, it's gonna be really long and hard to put on things. So you might want to break it up into smaller chunks, and then you can parallel those chunks, right? But there's no limit. I don't see why there would be any, mechanical limit other than just convenience, right? If you can build long modules like this to put on a thing, on a wall, or I don't know. Yeah, it's you shouldn't have a limit there. Any videos of the new nickel fuse sheets? No, I haven't gotten those. And it's funny because those are finally here just when I'm decided that I'm gonna use a different type of holder that doesn't have the same distances, right? It squeezes the cells tighter. So I don't think it's compatible. So I mean, I might still do some videos showing you guys how to do it on the traditional ones, but I haven't got myself any of those yet. I'm gonna have those in the future. The new batteries Tom had sold out. Okay, I already read those. Any videos on the new nickel? I bought some of the pouch cells for $50. Very good price. Yes, Alberto Flecha. He is the winner of that one battery. By the way, that battery should be on its way to you. He's one of the winners of a previous video that we did. We did a giveaway. Can you ship to Argentina? I will need a Powerwall. So I don't know if we can ship the batteries to Argentina, because I don't do the shipping myself, but I can definitely ship, like my stuff, which is, battery paraphernalia. The stuff that goes with batteries. But yeah, you should, your best bet is to find out if batteryhookup.com, if you go in there and it gives you a quote, you probably can ship it, right? And then EV West is also going to start shipping those other modules. So I don't know if he's going to be shipping them out of the country. I haven't talked to him about that. But as I remember the other batteries, did he? I don't know. I actually don't know if he has been shipping them out of the country. I'll have to find out. Janet, please use the right size wire. The bigger the better for large battery packs. I thought you bought that truck that was electric. Have you got it yet? No, that's gonna come out like in 2020. I just pre-order it, which gives me the ability to be among the first to take delivery of it, right? But no, I mean, that thing, we still don't even know pricing. They're still building the factory where they're gonna build them, so it's gonna be a while before. And that's why I put money down, because I knew I have a few years to figure out how to pay it. These are not cheap cars. They're going to be really expensive, somewhere around $100,000, right? So things don't go well in this next couple of years or next year, I can't afford them, then no big deal, right? I can cancel my order, or I can sell it to someone that wants to get their hands on it, quick. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, John Turner, he's a member of the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Love the videos, learn a bunch. I'm scrapping a PHEV, which is a plug-in hybrid. Any pointers to how to dismantle the hybrid battery pack and use it for a DIY Powerwall? So it's hard to say because there's so many of them, right? And they're usually small. So the plug-in hybrids have a tiny battery, so they're usually not that attractive to us that are doing Powerwalls. But I mean, you break it up in chunks, break it up in 14S chunks, 14 cells if you can, or 7S, so 24 and 48. But 14S, 15S, that's a good working chunk that you can then connect a 48-volt inverter. So figure out if you can break them into those, then you can parallel a bunch of those, and then you're good to go. But most likely you're gonna need a few of those because they're kind of small. Like I said, most of the plug-in hybrids have small batteries, and usually if they were not involved in an accident early on, then if they're kind of old and those batteries are kind of beat, then because they're small batteries, they kind of degrade more than the full-size electric vehicles, because we're asking more off of a tinier small battery, right? And so they degrade quite a bit. I've forgotten more about auto body than these yahoos will ever know. I've forgotten more. Hey Jehu, is that not a good thing? Okay, what's he asking about? It was a joke. You said battery ripoffs weren't a good thing. I joked it isn't a good thing. Yeah, no, people ripping us off. No, that's not a good thing. 2.5 kilowatt hour Coda, 24 volt life before battery modules, 22 7S 4C. These are the ones sold out. Oh, okay, yeah. Tom had a few of those. Yes, those are good. Yeah, those are good, right? Although 7S on lithium iron phosphate, they're going to be a little low in the voltage department there. They should be 8S. 7S should be the, NMCs or NCRs. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. You got them. They're lithium iron phosphate, so they're good cells. Yeah, I guess they didn't have too many of those, so they kind of sold out. That's unfortunate, but, I mean, we have batteries. Like I said, there's batteries coming up. It was zoo. So, if you guys are ready to install a power wall, it's a good time. It's a good time to do it right now. And they're going down in prices, right? I got some Boston Sonatas 5300s from battery hookup, and I'm in New Zealand. Grunty little fellas. There you go. See, so at least in New Zealand, they're able to get them down there. So that's a good thing. Good. I picked up the juice box charger from your list. This is Adam Dan. Now I have to figure out how to add a plug-in to my battery pack. Any advice? I was hoping for alligator clips to hook it up. Wait, what? No. How are you doing this? I need more info there. Yeah, so the juice box is just essentially an extension cord. It's a fancy extension cord. One that will be off, will be disconnected until there's a low signal wire that connects to your car. And then the car says, hey, I'm here. I have this needs for power. Can you supply that power? And then the EVSE says, yes, I can supply 30 amps at 240 volts. Let's do this. And then it'll turn on its contactor, and then it connects that, that wire, that extension cord into your car, then starting to charge your vehicle. So it's just that. It's just an extension cord, the EVSE, the juice box, right? But you're talking about connecting into your battery pack, so that's kind of weird, because if you have a DIY vehicle, then that would explain it. And so yeah, you need to connect those wires, kind of permanently into your battery, and then go through, connect it to one of those, a charger. So you have to have an onboard charger, and then the AC side of the charger, that's where you plug it into the oh my god, JB, what is the name of the plug? It's a J1772 plug, right? And then that's how you plug it in. So there's quite a bit of things before you get to the battery. So yeah, we need to talk about that, Adam, because I don't know if it makes sense what you're asking there. Any advice? I was over an alligator clips to hook up. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Did you get my message on Facebook about 100-watt solar panels with controller and all the stuff you need except for car battery for charging car batteries? They're only about $40. No, I didn't. Progressive News. I get so many messages, but I don't get to read them all. I try to read them as much as I can, but I don't read them all because there's too many. But no, it doesn't ring a bell. Sun Turtle Camper says, sorry, I'm making a project. I call it the Sun Turtle Camper for 4 different prototypes, 3 different solar powered RVs, and 1 solar camping trailer for a Tesla. It's going to be open source development, almost ready. What? Oh, that sounds like fun. Let me see here. For some reason, the comment someone made that made sense to me was the weight and what you're comfortable moving around. I think it was 80p versus 100p. Oh, I see. On what? On these guys? Yeah, well, that's also a thing, right? And look, the early versions of these boards were, were square, right? And then, yeah, when you're carrying them, you like, oh my God, like they get, because they're heavy and they get really abrasive. So you're like, oh my God, why are these things so like sharp? So then what we did is we totally rounded the corners because then that makes them much more easier to carry them and handle them and install them in their boxes and stuff, right? So we're doing, we're changing the design, we're improving the design as we get more and more people building them. And there's quite a bit of people building these, don't get me wrong. I just talked to someone today that needs 1,000 of these boards. They're gonna it's gonna be a huge battery. So it's a crazy thing. Let's see. I need racking ideas for the pouch cells. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing a build because I've done the little builds with them, but I've never done like a big power wall, right? And because they're such a good price, I think I need to do it. So I just need to think a little bit more, get through some of these other projects that I'm going in, and then it's gonna be hard for me going forward because I want to really finish my bus, and that's really time consuming. I still got quite a bit of engineering on that, and I'm going back and forth right now. It's the worst part to be in a project where you're like, oh, I should go like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go like this, and then tomorrow I'm like, or should I try this other way? And I'm like, oh, I think I need to try this, right? So it's still not clear in my head which way I'm gonna go, and I don't know when I'm gonna make that decision. I think when I start, whichever becomes easier to do or to start, maybe that's the way that then I'm gonna go. Once you start building something, then you kind of don't want to stop and you kind of just go through it. At least me, that's usually how it works. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes to finish the bus, and a lot of stuff that is not that great and not a lot of you guys might be completely like interested on, but I do want to make videos about the whole process and stuff and just add them to the Samba project playlist, right? Yeah, I think I'm going between custom modules now and Model 3 batteries. Still haven't made up my mind there, but it's gonna happen soon because I have to make a decision. Alberto says, thanks for the giveaway. I have small 750 watt inverter ready to test with the battery. Can't wait to receive it. There you go. Of the pouch cells, have 37 cells in parallel. Whoa, really? Then those 4 packs in series. Need a better way to racking them. Oh, I see. Wow, okay, so you have like a 4S battery on those. That's crazy. Going to be building in Denmark. More info will come. Just want to say hello. Oh, thank you for that, Sun Turtle Camper. John Turner says 7.6 kilowatt hours on this one. 84 cells. Yeah. 7 pouches make 24 volts. 13 makes 48. Wonderful Monday to you. Scooterman 8846. Welcome to the live chat. Here we are. What giveaways? Any old packs not using anymore to test? Saludos desde Puerto Rico. Still grid problems from Hurricane Maria. So they're still haven't completely recovered from Maria. And this year it's got its own, group of storms coming their way. So that's just how it is over there, unfortunately. And these guys are troopers for hanging in there and just getting through those. Do you have a reliable battery provider that delivers to Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico? Importing to Mexico is hell expensive, so if you could guide me in a direction to order. Saludos, thanks. I don't know. I can't say that I do have one, but I have 3 major battery suppliers at this point, and I have. I know that one of them delivered to Mexico, or at least to the border. I don't remember. I don't know if Tom delivers, but I know he delivers to a lot of countries around the world. And if you can go to his website, batteryhookups.com, and if the system gives you a quote, then most likely they can ship to you there. And as far as EV West, I don't know if they are shipping internationally. Last time I know they hadn't. I don't know if they figured it out yet, right? So I have to find out on that one. Fewer BMS modules if in 12 volt, need 12 volt for my camper. Huh. Did you know Tesla is getting rid of Panasonic and doing their batteries in-house? They bought a company, I'll forget the name. Yeah, so that's what the latest rumors are about, right? Yeah, I think it was probably about time. They were paying Panasonic quite a bit of money probably to make those cells, and the only way to cut that price down, the cost down, is to do them in-house, so you don't have to make as much, because you have a third party that has to make money, right? And if you remove that, then you're good, you're better, because now you can make a little bit less, so you can make a little bit more later as a downstream, as the car or the power wall or the roof tiles or whatever it is that you're going to do, or the rockets, battery power, I don't know, whatever they're going to do. So it kind of makes sense. Can you buy 12 volt batteries, 500 amp hours? They do sell them, like lithium iron phosphates. They have 600, 800, 1,000 amp hour batteries. They do have them. It's just you probably have to order them kind of custom and stuff, because they're such big batteries, David Delgado says hello from Rhode Island. That's on the other side of our country here. I'm planning to convert an ATV to electric. Which motor do you recommend? Thank you. You probably only need like a 10 horsepower or a 5 horsepower motor, right? I'm not too familiar with that size of motors because I don't use a lot of them, right? But they're out there. I know people are doing them to do like little boats and stuff. They're doing to do some like motorcycles. They're out there. I just can't, at the top of my head, share like one that I've used before. I just joined. What happens, says Andres Morel? We're just talking. This is just blabbing away. Boring stuff. I would like to replace my Ryobi 2800 inverter generator for solar and batteries. Any ideas? Yeah, get yourself some 48 volt batteries or some 18650s with my system here, and then you can get a 24 volt inverter. Bam. And then I'm going to put together the list of all the builds that I've done, because I want to make a thing for like these people now that are woke, that are awake at the fact that blackouts suck. So I have all those builds that I've done, but they're not like on a playlist or anything like that. So I'm gonna make a playlist, and I'm gonna do like a refresher, finish that little one, and then I'm working on a bigger one. I have another box that I got that I want to try and use these, but I don't know. I might not do it because I can't find a good way to fit those on that box. So I have to get another box. If you're building like a solar generator, like a big power pack using these, right, that is bigger than the mid-size, the briefcase size, let me know what has worked for you, because I kind of spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to cram those in there into a that size right there, right? And I just couldn't do it. There's no way. I'm trying to figure out, but I can't. Oh, Ron is in the house. Grossinger. He's in the house. He's in New York. How's that car that you bought, Ron? How's that working? By the way, you made out on that. That was a good deal there. You convert your bus to hydrogen? No way. What are your thoughts on the new Microsoft phone announcement? They have a new Microsoft phone? I don't know. I'm behind on that. I could go 2448, just easier setup at 12. Why not parallel? Is there any reason? Your camera's out of focus. Oh, my camera is out of focus. Okay, let's see. How do you focus it? Can you focus it? Oh yeah, there we go. So over here, oh, there we go. Now my face is focused. Yeah, if it's blue, you guys can't see that because it's not here, but usually it turns blue. And for some reason, this thing is not showing me. Oh, there we go. You can see that. We need, regarding our Powerwall project, finally collecting 18650 laptops battery, testing, DSLR life. Whoa. Paul Rocco says, have you tried? Okay, she just wants to say hello. Oh, a lot of people chiming in just to say hello and stuff. That's pretty cool. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Give me a thumbs up on this, guys, so that they can share it. I hope I'm not too late, says Lucas Muro. Have you announced the winners? Yes, I announced them at the very top of the hour of the stream. Recording. What was I recording? So that people wouldn't, because people get all angry. They're like, "You're just making us wait." So there you go. It's the very beginning of the stream. I announced the winners, and then of course, if you comment after this thing, then next week's winners will be picked from this video, and hopefully we can do this on a weekly. I think I have enough stuff to give away for a while, so we'll be good, It was your resolution set to 144. Okay. Well, it was a little bit out of focus, I think, but yeah. I thought Tesla was already making their own, guess they were just rebrand with Tesla name. No, so they've never been making their own. They've always been Panasonic. And actually, they've used Samsung batteries in the past. Like, for example, that whole setup that they installed in South Africa, for example, that was in Panasonic cells. Those were Samsung cells, right? And so they made a custom order for them, and they placed an order, and they used that batch of cells to make that thing that they installed over there, just because they didn't want to disrupt their Panasonic workflow thing here, because almost all the cells that they can manage to produce, they're using them for cars and stuff, right? And Powerwalls too. So, but now they're gonna be Tesla batteries. Yeah, there's absolutely not such a thing as a Tesla battery. These are still Panasonic cells, right? They're just not branded. They don't have a brand here or whatever, but they're custom. They're Panasonic cells for Tesla, but they're not really Tesla made by Tesla. So maybe in the future that's what's going to be. Progressive News says, I found the high amp hour 18650 standard to be ripoffs. Yep. There's nothing bigger than like 13 watt hours, so about 3,500 milliamp hours, something like that. That's about as high as they go. I have 36 amp hours there that add 500 milliamp discharge rates, which is good because that's how I'm gonna have my car. So those are gonna give me good, good energy density. Anyone have access to 200 amp hour headway cells? Oh, 200 amp HP headway cells. Oh, those are sold out. You just gotta hang on till like next month, or for the next like 4 to 6 weeks or something. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be back on in stock, because that's how it's been working out this time. What is the average life of a DIY Powerwall? When would you need to plan a replacement build? It's weird because depending on how bad or degraded your cells that you end up using them, it's going to have a huge impact, right? But even the cheap Chinese cells that are only rated at 300 cycles, in if you design a system, if you have a big enough battery that you can cycle it once a day, or if your cycles are like not very deep, then you can expect 10,000 cycles, not 10, 1,000 cycles of these batteries, right? And so let's say that you're cycling every day, right? So every day, 1,000 cycles. I mean, it's not that much, I guess. Every day cycles, and you divide that by 365 days. Yeah, so that's like, yeah, almost 3 years, right? At 3 years, you're down 70%, right? And so you can still use that battery at 70%. It's just, whenever it becomes where it's not usable, where you don't have enough battery system, which then I guess you could still add more battery and then you can prolong that there. But if not, then at that point you can expect to start changing. Of course, these are cheap Chinese batteries, right? On name brand, which is usually that's what we're getting, like those gray ones that I listed and linked above, a while ago. Those are good brand sales, right? So those are usually like, I don't know, 500. I think that's the rating as. So if we do the cycling test on those, I'm sure they're going to be somewhere around 1,500 cycles, right? Which is about what Tesla was rating their batteries. But maybe more, right? And so if that's the case, then now you're talking more, 6, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, something like that. And if you build the battery just bigger so that you're not cycling every day, if you're cycling once every 2 days, then you can double the amount of time of that, right? So if it's 3 years and it's 6 years, if it's 10 years and it's 20 years, and some people say, well, batteries are not going to last that long anyways, even if you're not cycling them. You'd have to really see the data. Because if you really think about it, my cells in my bus right now are 10 years old, right? And at this point, they still hold like over 90% of the capacity, right? And so, I think calendar life doesn't have as much effect as cycle life on these batteries, right? And so, yeah, I think that's a realistic look into these DIY power walls. I would love to sell solar power pack boxes, provide your own battery cells, but again, my 3D printer is dead. Oh no, I'll be able to get it back together tomorrow. With 1860s and not charging it, sounds like they are being over discharged. If you have some, I don't know what that one's about. Let's see here. The car is very awesome, says Ron. Just have to fix the 12 volt DC to DC charger and upgrade the 12 volt battery. Man, that was a steal. I think, what did you end up paying? Like 1,800 or something for a full functioning car. That's pretty crazy. Do you think we can fix the planet if we have a patent system? Patent system? I don't know if patent systems can fix the planet. I think patents, I think humans inherently are terrible. And they'll use anything at their means to ruin it, or to take advantage, right? Patent systems are supposed to be there to protect your work, but they really stifle at the advancement of technology, because now they're using them so that they can stop everyone from trying to advance on a design or a system that is similar or whatever, right? So now they monopolize that technology, and then they don't let anyone else use it, right? They usually will charge a bunch of money, and they want to. So yeah, patents have been counterproductive in my point of view. Right? Yes, it saved some people, I think, from being ripped off or something. But you can look at a classic case like the Wright brothers, right? They patent their stuff, and instead of spending the rest of their life enjoying the product of their labor of figuring out, being the first ones to achieve flight, for example, they spend the rest of their life fighting in court to try to prevent other people from using their patents, right? And so that's a clear case right there where patents didn't really work. Instead of advancing the technology, they the people that should have been spending time developing new ways of flying, essentially, right? They didn't. They were tasked with the problem of trying to defend their ownership of the patent. And so that's terrible. And so that's why I'm anti-patents. I don't believe in them. Open source, I think, is the way to go, because then you kind of build a thing, you have an idea. It's like a weird thing, like we feel like we own these ideas, but I don't know. There's some people who say their ideas come from the universe, right? Like, where do they come? Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to take ownership of a thing when you don't even understand where you come from and stuff like that. And so, you can own your work, right? Your labor, your sweat, right? Like, you can own that, but I don't know about ideas. There's no original ideas. Everything that we know has been said. Every idea that we've ever had has been thought about by someone. It's just, it's whoever could get it, to work. It's whoever can execute it. And that's the only thing you can own, I think, in my opinion, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Open source, I think, is the way to go. And I'm not the only one, right? Even that. I'm not original in that. Obviously, open source is a thing that someone else came up with, and they're doing it. And for me, it's been working, right? I kind of make this design. I put a bunch of time into it. Then I'm just like, there we go. If you want to buy it from me so you can support the thing, buy it. And enough of you guys are buying it so that you can support the thing. Enough of you, probably more of you guys are buying it straight out from the links that I'm providing, so you can go directly to the factories that I'm ordering all the stuff from, right? And you guys are building the thing. And I don't care. I'm like, it's good. You guys are using the thing. It's doing the thing that it's supposed to do, which is kind of making it easier for you guys to build batteries. And it's working, right? There's a lot of naysayers at the beginning, and I'm proving them wrong, because every month I see how many of these things we ship. And I know I have a rough idea of how many I don't see that are going out there, but we will see those eventually. We will see that a lot of people are building battery systems using these, and that's okay. It's working, right? Everybody's getting what they need. We're pushing the thing forward. No one's starving. It's working. Are they suppliers of 2700 Dyson batteries? I use 5 of them in a battery for my drill, and they are the best I found. Not yet, but I think Tom has come across some of them, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but maybe Tom has a Dyson contract. I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of remember something about it, but yeah, maybe in the future there will be a large amount of those batteries coming from battery hookup. I can't deny or confirm that, right, with any degree of accuracy, but I kind of remember that. Screwman for 6J, who you posted the system that you wanted to see in the Facebook page. Hope you can see it under Benjamin. Danny Todd is the posting. I posted the system that you wanted to see. Oh, I wonder which one that was. Oh my god, was that from last week that I told you to post it in there? Is there a way to tell which slots on a power tool that need to be connected in order to get maximum discharge? I don't know what that means. Literally sitting in my house with no power, says Veer Hantier. Where are you, Veer Hantier? Let's see. Okay, let me see. Oh, you've been commenting quite a bit. They won't charge. It reloaded. Oh, there's a bit of you. Lost connection. It reloaded. Gotcha. They won't charge. Okay, it's gonna be hard to follow that. Hey, Clayton Allen is in the house. Clayton. So they're burning up. Lost connection. Where is Clayton? Oh man, you're having a whole conversation there. It's kind of hard for me to follow it here. Let's see. I have the Boston Sonatas. Plan on using them with your PCBs. What charger do you recommend me getting? Well, let's get a 7S charger. I mean, depends on what size of battery. If you're having a little battery, you can get one of those wall warts that stop at 29.6 volts or something like that. They make them big, right? They make them, I don't know, they make them somewhere up to like 6 amps or something like that. So if that's good enough for you to charge in a timely manner, then you can use those. But if you get any bigger than that, then you can start using like a power supply and one of these little things here to set, because this one's you can set the you know, you can set the upper voltage limit, right? And then you can set the constant current and constant voltage. So this is essentially like a, you know, kind of like a naked modular charger, battery charger, right? And it's a little finicky, but if you cool it, if you keep it cool, I discovered that last week. If you keep them cool, they'll run forever, like just continuously. They'll just give you a bunch of power, and you can run them, especially with these batteries that I was testing, where they're about, you know, somewhere around 60 volts. Then you can run those like at 40 amps, 60 volts. You know, that's 1800 watts or whatever. So that's almost 2 kilowatts there, right? So yeah, you could do that. I love the Dustin's. Okay, so you're using those. I'd say to get brand name like LG, Samsung, Panasonic, stuff like that, and not then get low. 1988 Fiero with like $20,000 worth of conversion equipment built in California. AC50 motor with like 30 kilowatt hour pack. I paid $1,800. Yep, that's crazy, man. People looking for the same deal, tell them to look at eBay electric car conversions. You never know what you're going to find. Yes, that's a good deal right there. You pay too much. The Wright brothers' entire court case was translated into a book. It's the best book written about them. Really gives you insight into how someone basically DIY built the first airplane. There you go. Every invention is just an observation of nature and technologize. There you go. We all have electrical systems in our own bodies. Well, that's true. We do. Some of us don't know how they work or can't visualize them. I've sent you a picture of my electric skateboard project on Messenger. Did you saw it? Yes? No? I don't remember. I'm gonna be completely honest. I get so many that maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But yeah, I don't know. Send it again. Was I supposed to answer? Were you asking for I don't know. Was it just to show it to me? Because if you did, then I saw it, and you know, maybe I got inspired. I'm actually working on a skateboard PCB for the batteries. That is for skateboards. Maybe you inspired me to do that one. I don't know. I don't know where the inspiration came from, but maybe it came from you. And if not, if you needed an answer from me, yeah, I'm sorry. I send it again. I'll try my best. If I see it, I'll answer it. Fortunately, you can't patent an idea. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. Translate U.S. Patent Office seems to have strayed from that ideal. Yeah. The Dyson batteries have come across, have measured out to in the 2000 milliamp hour range. Okay, so Adam's asking, okay, Adams, where are you? So the on the juice box with big plastic gas pump looking handle, what's go between that and your pack? A charger. Yes, you have your battery. Here's your battery. Here's your charger. right? And then the juice box is just a fancy cable with a box at the end of it for some reason. I mean, it's a switch. It's a switch cable. It's a smart cable. So when you plug it in, and usually your car has the battery and it has your charger built in, right? So then this is into the wall, into the house, because it's usually like a big cable, you know. So when you plug it in, this cable's dead, right? So if your cable's laying there and you pull up with your car and you run it over, no big deal. It's not gonna short out because it's off. This is off. This box inside the thing, there's a switch. So when you connect it to the car, there's a little circuit in between the charger and the plug, and it basically has a conversation. It says, "Hey, I need power. Can you deliver it?" Yes. Bam. Then it instructs this guy, the switch and that box, to turn it on, and then you turn it on, and then the charger does its thing, because all you did basically connected AC to the charger, and then the charger will say like, okay, so I have 240 volts or 120 volts, whatever it is, level 1, level 2, and the battery needs whatever the battery is. If it's a production vehicle, it's usually going to be somewhere around 350 volts nominal, right? And so it kind of converts the AC to DC to AC. No, the AC to DC, and it boosts, or usually boosts up power on voltage. Mine is actually backwards. Mine actually doesn't boost power. It bucks power, right? So it lowers the voltage, because I connect 240 volts AC and my battery's 111 volt nominal, so all the way up to 130 volts, right? So mine is actually opposite from regular cars, but your car might be different. So anyways, that's how that works. Yes, it was a 8,000 watt 12 volt 4 inverter setup. Wait, what? What? I'm using roll coolers as battery boxes. I'm using roll coolers. What are roll coolers? For generator or power walls, instant insulation for hot cold. Huh. Okay. I got one of the plug-in 7S chargers that is 7 amps for not too much. It's just a weird plug, but you can cut it off. Yeah, that's usually you're gonna get some weird thing that it's supposed to be connected to some e-bike or something. And then I noticed that the energy solar generator has the same voltage range as 18650 and 3S. Do you think they use 18650s? Yes, they do, and I believe it is 3S from what I remember. FJ60 all electric. Looking back at your BW bus, is it worth it? I saw the Jeep that they built at EV West. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it is worth it. I've been driving my bus for 7 years, and it's great. I mean, it's kind of problematic. There's a lot. It's still an old car. It still feels like an old car. Feels like the best old car that you can drive. But it's not until now that I'm going to change the full transaxle, I'm gonna get rid of the transmission, the BW transmission, put the Tesla differential, right? And it goes right into shafts, right into the wheels. So now I'm gonna be closer to having a modern car feel. And still, the front is still going to be, an old 6-year-old suspension, but it is upgraded because I actually paid a ton of money for custom updated suspension. It's gonna have air suspension. It's gonna have the whole thing, right? Airbags, so that whenever, because I don't like the big, tall cars, the standard height on those. So I want to have it lowered, so whenever you come across like bumps and stuff, you can use your air ride to race it and then go through them. That's what Tesla uses, right? So I don't know how good or bad that suspension is going to feel like, but I'm hoping that it's going to bring it that much closer to having a modern feel on a 60-plus-year-old car, right? But we're getting there. So yeah, definitely I don't regret it. It's a cool vehicle, and it's electric, and I've been driving it for 7 years, 6 years, whatever it is. Yeah, no, it's been fun. Can you recommend me a good cheap BMS for my 4S 4P headway? Not at the top of my head. I think I have kits.com and then like a BMS section. Yeah, kit.com/Jehu, and I have a BMS kit that basically links all the BMS units that I've used. So I've used the 4S before, and it's probably there. So if you want to go check it out, it's there. Let's see. I think the company Tesla bought is Maxwell Technology. It's a solid battery, no liquid anymore. Yeah, but they bought another company recently also. So yeah, they're supposed to be having a thing. They're supposed to, yeah, gearing up to do the battery. So I think you're right. Probably the outside terminals just look like the tool that goes in there. Probably only one or two that will go on the voltage. What? Discharge? Sorry, I have trouble following that one. So Scooterman says the post that I was talking about earlier was the 8,000 watt 12 volt DC 4 inverter setup that you wanted to see. Oh, what? Huh. You're not talking about a skateboard, right? You're talking about 8,000 watt 12 volt DC 4 inverters. So this is like a little, I am having trouble following there. Let's read some more questions from Behor there. Paul Rocco says, can anyone help me build a skateboard e-pack with my Samsung 30Qs? I have 2 packs that I need to take apart unless someone would tell me, as it was made for a Snow Joe 40 volt 6 amp hour pack. Oh, so yeah, you have to figure out how many cells are in series, how many in parallel, and then you have to see like what, oh, by the way, I have to change the battery on the camera because it's doing the thing, but yeah, figure out how much voltage your system and your skateboard needs. Usually about 10S, you can push them sometimes to 12S, and then yeah, you build your packs that way. Quick break, now I'll come back, and then we'll close this thing down, and then we'll call it a night, right? Let me just change the battery here. Come on, camera. Another feature I haven't seen before are the LED brake lights. They are bright enough to see even in the daylight, and it makes it just that much safer by letting those behind you know that you're rapidly decelerating. Next on the feature list is cruise control. It's raining again in California. Did that just miss the truck?
Yeah. By about this much.
Yep, that just came down.
I'm here at the EV show, San Marcos, California, and here's Crystal charging her Tesla in the solar trailer. So this is a smart one. It follows the sun, it tracks the sun. It's got Tesla. Okay, I'm gonna choose. All right, here we go. Oh my God. So this guy wanted to jump up here. Obviously, he's getting tired of waiting. He doesn't understand the whole concept about batteries. Don't you get it? We're revolutionizing the world. People are in the dark right now, boy. Don't you understand it? I don't think this guy gets it. Luckily for you, you don't have to get it, because if the power goes out here, I gotta take it care of. All right, go over there, play. Let me finish this up. All right, guys, let's change the battery there. It was about to die. It was about to die. Let's see, where are we here? Tesla bought Hybar. There we go. That's another company that whatever. Escape batteries. Yeah, 12S. 10S usually, 12S. I think you can do with some other like controllers. You can push them higher than that or whatever. But usually that's what I've seen in my limited experience with you know, DIY builds and stuff. Get yard sales medium-sized cooler to built in. Oh, I see. So you guys are saying coolers to put batteries inside. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea, right? They can keep, if they can keep water in, they can keep water out. They can keep temperature separate from the outside. Then that's good for the batteries. So yeah, there we go. Oh, this is the system that I have to run my house. Really? So you have 8,000 watt 12 volt 4 inverter setup. Oh, I see. So you have 4 inverters and they're running separately. They're running separate circuits, right? I guess, yeah, you could totally do it that way. It's just you couldn't run one 8,000 watt load, right? Like an AC unit or something like that, right? Because then you would need one big giant 8,000 watt inverter. Which, by the way, they make them. They just don't make them at 12 volts. They make them at 48 volts. So that's whoa! I just jumped here. This isn't live. I've even picked up some along the highway for free. There you go. How do I volunteer to come help? Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I have, for some reason, find it really hard. Like, I just met up with this other YouTuber, and he has some guy that helps him and stuff, and I'm like, how come I can't do this? But I guess I could. I'm just such a weirdo that I haven't. I think I've decided that I'm gonna get a place to work, because this doesn't quite work here. I mean, it works, but it doesn't, you know. Now that I'm getting some of these bigger projects, like that second bus that I have there that I'm gonna convert, I kind of need my space, right? And so I think I'm gonna get a shop again. And once that happens, once it's a place set up where I have only the work stuff, it's set up there, I don't have to change it for any personal reasons or whatever, then I think I might be able to kind of get like an intern and someone to help out, and you know, someone that we can teach them how to get going through the stuff. I think maybe that's gonna be the case, and that's happening very soon. I'm kind of looking into it right now, but yeah, for right now it's been kind of hard for me because I haven't been able to figure that out. Adam Stan says, Jay, what was the first charger you used on the Samba? I used the Electric Motor Works 10 kilowatt charger. It was a DIY version that I tried putting together, and then I couldn't, so then I bought one that was already put together, and that worked for a while, and then I shorted it out, and then I bought another one, and then that one didn't work. I couldn't put it back together either. I was way in over my head in building that, right? And so then after that, I got a Manzanita Micro that EV West lent me. And then after that, I just went to Elcons, and the Elcons are kind of bulletproof. They just don't quit. And just I've had those ever since. And so they're kind of big, but they're, like I say, they're bulletproof. So those are the best ones that I've found, because they're just no nonsense. No nonsense. For someone who works, you wouldn't think you wouldn't have to charge your camcorder battery during the video at all. Yeah, I don't want to set up a thing. I used to have a thing to have it like permanently to a big battery, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's usually what happens. And that's a camera that's set up there too. It's not like a camera that I have to take out and use it all the time. But I have to pick and choose my battles, right? And changing that battery is not such a big deal. I kind of bought this camera here. This camera is like next generation, right? It's like one of a kind in the world. I mean, it is one of a kind in the world in this price range. It's like entry level, but this thing does what like cameras that cost $20,000 do. What it does is shoots raw video, right? So the quality is like crazy high, right? You can shoot a movie with this. In fact, this meets the requirements for shooting Netflix, for shooting the new Amazon standards, all those. The problem is that it's got a tiny little battery. And in order to do all that work that it's doing, to capture all that data, right, into the media, it uses a lot of power. So this battery is like 35 minutes, 40 minutes, right, max. So it's kind of annoying, because it's like, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm getting ready to shoot a thing here. You know, I have to have it on standby till you can frame your shot and stuff. And then once you hit record, you're like, oh my God, I'm down to one bar. So I got to change. So I kind of like was looking into getting, some of the highest density cells that I got, and then putting them into like a little handle, right? Because you usually get like handles for these. And I'm like, well, can't we just put a couple of these, really high energy cells in there and put it. So then I'm like, okay, now I'm going down the rabbit hole of making a battery for this one camera, right? And like, maybe I should just get a battery, because I got so many videos to make on these power walls and power packs and stuff, right? So I try, like, I have to hold myself from working on all these projects. That would be useful, but I kind of have to prioritize. And yeah, changing that thing, it literally takes 2 seconds, but designing a thing for it, I probably would spend so much time that I'd rather just use that time making that video that you guys are waiting for me, and I haven't been able to find time to do it. Do you know anyone who's made a solar system for a van for traveling around like in an RV? Yeah, there are a ton of people that have been doing that. I mean, that's a common thing for people to do. You need a girlfriend? You seem lonely? I volunteer my wife. I'm sure my wife wouldn't like that. She'd probably have an issue with that. Let's see. Insulated garage would be great. I think he's married. A cute intern. Who were the winners of the packs? You have to look in the at the beginning of the video. I'll post it at the end of the video too here, so that you guys can see it. But yeah, I announced those at the beginning. Tesla, I was late to the live stream. I want to donate, or hired him. He's a good guy. My personal YouTube hero. Oh, there we go. A lot of flattery. New battery tech coming out next year. Hey, no barking. No barking, guys. Elon Musk won a pack? Elon Musk is the winner. Imagine if Elon would be the winner. we could all tweet at them. So it's like, you want the battery pack. What I need to do for a giveaway, just comment at the end when this video posts. This video usually posts at the end. Once we shut down here and call it a day, call it a night, then I don't know, like half hour after it posts as a regular video, then just go and comment there and give me a thumbs up, right? And then next week, right before I go live, then I'll just choose a winner from the comments. And that's good because not a lot of people comment on that video because it's a long video, right? So that way you won't have to compete with like 2,000 comments or whatever that you usually get when I do a giveaway. So yeah, sometimes it's crazy, like 3,000-4,000 comments. So this way it's only the people who are, you know, legit here, you know, looking at these things and are watching the live streams. So 905. That camera looks amazing. It is pretty amazing. It's like one of a kind. It's never happened before. Nothing under, you know, $1,500 has ever shot raw video, right? And so that thing is pretty crazy. Now I just need more time to figure out how to use it and, you know, learn to edit and tweak the images and stuff. I'll get there one day. I mean, it's there. But yeah, I need to. In fact, I shot a lot of stuff with it when I went to Hawaii. I did a whole Maui trip and we did it. I haven't edited that because I'm like, you guys don't even want to watch that, so why am I going to spend so much time editing? But I'm recording, right? Because that's a thing, right, that I do. I think I am going to edit though. I am going to edit because I feel like that's the thing that I need to do. I want to show you guys Maui, right, through the eyes of my camera, and I think a lot of you guys would be interesting. A lot of you guys might not, but if, you know, whoever's gonna watch it is gonna watch it and doesn't. I need to go back to not caring about what you guys want. Essentially, that's that's what I need to do, because that's when I was much happier, and that's usually when that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to move on to the next thing. You know, stay ahead of the curve. It's by following my interests, not what people expect out of me. Because people expect me to just, you know, not do things because I don't know how to do them, right? You're not an electronic engineer. Why are you going to try to design some battery system? You shouldn't be doing that. That's society says, like, you shouldn't or you shouldn't. You're dreaming, you're dumb, don't do it. And I've usually been, you know, good at ignoring that, right? Ignoring what people want from me. I'm like, I'm going to do the thing that I'm going to do. It's dumb. Yes, it's dumb. I'm dumb. Yes, I'm dumb. But it's not going to stop me. And so I think, you know, that's where I'm at right now, where I'm caring a little bit too much what you guys want out of me. But eventually I'm going to, like, get on and do the things that I'm going to do anyways. New question related to your SOC, state of charge meter. Just wanted to check my thinking that all the batteries in slot 1 are all shown in the first LED bar, then all batteries in slot 2 are shown in the second LED bar. Yes, that is correct. So all of batteries number 1 become one battery. So this is 7 groups of batteries, right? And they run this way. All right, so this is 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4, 5, whatever, 7. And when they deplete, then they all kind of have to be the same. So that's why if you have the same capacity across per board, these are 3,000 milliamp hours, these are 2,000 milliamp hours, then you combine those two, then together those equal 5,000 milliamp hours, right? So 5 amp hours between those two, you know, but 3 amp hours come from this and 2 amp hours come from this. And so as long as you keep them all the same this way, no matter how much you add them, they're always going to be the same. They're all going to run out, you know, around the same time. So there's not going to be a lot of, you know, whatever. What are those things? Imbalance in the system, right? And so that is the idea. It's been working. We did a lot of testing. It's been working fine so far. If you run these really hard, they do have a tendency for the first and second. Groups 1 and 2, they tend to, like, take a bigger hit than the rest of them. But, and I did put a fuse, like, the ability to put a fuse in the back so that you can run this one as your positive instead of this one over here. So if you do that, then now you have a symmetry, right? And so when you do that, then the cells they don't suffer that asymmetric discharge, right? And so that it's only a problem if you're running these really hard. Most of us are not going to design systems that are going to run them hard, right? But if you want to, then you can do it. And then you might have to start using the other surface mount holders that can do more like 15 amps, or what, 10 amps or something like that? 10 amps, I think, each, and almost 20 amps per board. Then that becomes much more of an issue or whatever. But yeah, there are ways to do that. But you're right in the way that you're assessing that thing. You're bringing the famous cinematographer Mike Hamra to Hawaii with you? What? Maybe. If I knew who he was. I don't hang around with famous people. And you guys are doing great job helping out people that need help. It's a very honorable thing. Oh, there you go. I've got to go. Have a great night. Mike J. It's out of here. Yes, let's call this a night. It's really late where you guys are at. Where did the lions go? Oh, where did the lions go? I think they fell back. They fell back into the seat over there. So the lions are down there. I think. I did my solar setup, 20 watts, old Chevy Volt battery, 400 amp. There you go. RV Solar Homesteaders on the road. Jeff Lloyds. There you go. There's one of the RV guys. Man, if you're in California, come by so I can check out your system. I want to see one of your systems. I've arrived late. That's a direct. Yes, you're late. We're about to shut down here. We're about to call it a night because it's late. It's 9 o'clock p.m. for me here in California. For you guys, man, you guys, some of you guys are already in Tomorrowland. Did you get to see what I was saying about before in the previous live about the inline versus line interactive inverters in your 1 megawatt battery? Oh, did I? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, that was a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera. Then there's the 6K that came out, but that requires you to use the bigger lenses, and I'm not into that. I didn't want to change my whole thing. I mean, I have a full setup, but my brother's using it. I want smaller cameras, not bigger cameras, so that's why I stick with that one. Are you a millionaire yet? Not yet. It's gonna be a while, I think. I'm still giving all my money to the government. So once we settle with them, then maybe I can actually start making some money for myself. Only 12:11 here. Late New York. Are you running on battery now? Can you help build home battery? Yeah, it's midnight for most of you out there. There is no such thing as lions. 6:12 in Denmark in the morning. Oh, so you guys are tomorrow. You guys are ahead of us over there. South Africa, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. for me. Wow, it's so crazy you guys tuned in so early. Island times is usually midday for him, 2:42 p.m. And that's in Australia. 131, then on check itself back to 130. I'm the one that sent you the 3D case for the 1800 watt charger. Oh, there you go. Yeah, totally saw that. That's a pretty cool one. Yeah, that's a cool thing. They made it like wholly into a whole project, a whole charger thing. I'm running my house on 8 kilowatt hours of Chevy Volts. Been in solar for 20 years. LiPo's best thing that ever happened. There you go. Look at that. That's a little battery. That means you're very efficient. I have a university degree in computer engineering. And Jay, who does as much engineering in a given day as I do. Will Yuma 2 weeks in November? MP will be in Yuma, Arizona for 2 weeks in November. There you go. That's not close. I mean, that's close. That's one state over. The Samba is a black hole for money. Yes, it is. It is. I keep dumping money into it. But one day I'm going to get it done. It's going to be finished. And it's going to look good enough to take to the shows. My plan is to take it to SEMA, right? And for people to fight over, who wants to, post it in their thing or whatever. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, right? But if they don't, whatever, I'll rent a spot at SEMA and then show it myself. But I don't think I'll have to, right? The first million is the hardest. Maybe skip that and go right into the second. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Millionaires don't pay taxes, asked Trump. That's right. See, that's one reason why you would want to become a millionaire, so you don't have to pay taxes. So you can stuff away your money some offshore account. I did not know they did time zones by half hours. By half hours? I thought it was full hours. I didn't know that either. So battery hookup has sorted out cheaper shipping to now to Europe. Oh, there you go. That's good. Good to hear. You settle for, well, so what was the answer for your first charger settle on the Samba? Oh, it was a DIY version. It was a Electric Motorworks 10 kilowatt charger, but that's not available anymore. He kind of stopped doing those. Following the videos from Puerto Rico, still have problems with the grid after Hurricane Maria. Put me on the list of the 1860 modules giveaway. I can start with the project supplement my grid problems. There you go. Yes, make sure you comment on the video when it posts, and then we can choose your name next week when I pick a winner. Good night, everybody. He's got it here. You'll rent the spot with all your millions. What spot? What are you talking about? They say the first million is hardest, but I hear the first billion is the hardest. I would know. How many of you have talked to a billionaire? By the way, there are a lot of billionaires. I saw a thing where, isn't there like thousands of billionaires now? I want to say there's like 2,000 billionaires in the world. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. I shook the hand of one billionaire, right, in LA. And then I think I've talked to another billionaire in Puerto Rico. Oh, that's crazy. That shouldn't happen. Like, a person like me shouldn't be hanging around billionaires. That's not good. All right, let's call this quits, because I guess I can ramble on forever, and you guys need to go to sleep anyways, and I need to figure out how to get more projects done so that I don't just sound like someone that's dreaming about finishing stuff and not finishing stuff. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. This old text in the house. It's your power. No, I haven't looked at that. I had zero time to look at the power shaver. Maybe next week. Dave's text says I'm a negative billionaire. Also, Jeff Bezos is now 30% richer than Bill Gates. Wait, but didn't he just lose half of his? He did. He lost half of his billions to his wife, ex-wife now. Oh, 1,400 billionaires. Woo, that's a lot of billionaires. That's a lot of, how many million? It's crazy. There's a lot of people with a lot of money. So, anyways, let's call it quits. We'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try to get some videos in the week for you guys. I'll try to have more content for you guys on the Samba. I got to get that thing done. And it should be fun trying to figure out which batteries what system. I'm actually, yeah, so this is looking like I'm gonna put a Tesla Model S motor on there. So now it's gonna be legit vehicle. I actually be able to do donuts on it. Take it to like a racetrack and actually beat someone, not just for an exhibition. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and that's all coming. We'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. If you need batteries, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Well, I don't know if tomorrow. I don't see the info, but as soon as I have the info, then we're gonna post those batteries, and those batteries are pretty cool. Once you see the video, they're kind of, you know, plug and play kind of thing, right? And so, there's plenty of them. So I guess you won't miss them if you know, you don't catch it right away. But you never know. The thing is, so many people are watching this thing, and if it's a good enough deal, which I think it is, they might be gone. They might be gone really soon, really quickly. So, yeah, anyways, see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you. Bye. Let's see. Let's put a break in here. Another feature I haven't seen before are the LED brake lights. They are bright enough to see even in the daylight, and it makes it just that much safer by letting those behind you know that you're rapidly decelerating. Next on the feature list is cruise control. It's raining again in California.
Did that just miss the truck?
Yeah. By about this much.
Yep, that just came down.
I'm here at the EV show, San Marcos, California, and here's Crystal charging her Tesla in the solar trailer. So this is a smart one. It follows the sun, it tracks the sun. It's got Tesla batteries in there. Let's see, it's charging. What's it putting in? Sorry, I forgot to put the video of the winners. I'm gonna do that now. So the winners are here. Here we go. I think if I go here, okay, I'm gonna choose the winner for the GM Dell 3000 watt inverter, right? Random pick winner, randomly pick a winner. Here we go. Oh. Here we go. David Skywalker, 2 comments, 2 likes. Also, he says, also I was actually thinking that you looked pretty cool in the beginning of this video before you even said anything about it. He's trying to get on my good side there. Alright, here we go. This is the winner, David Skywalker. He's got 7 subscribers. He did that bathroom GFCI at home 6 years ago. He's got 1 video. Here you go. You are the winner. Contact me at jhu@jack35 so I can get your info, and then I can ship you your inverter. Alright, next is picking the winner for the little battery holder things. The populated PCB boards that are a few generations old, right? So we're gonna give those away by anyone that commented on the live stream there. So let's pick a winner. There we go. Edward Miller, from Canada, please send me some PCBs. There you go. Edward Miller, you're the winner there. Another feature I haven't seen before are the LED brake lights. They are bright enough to see even in the daylight, and it makes it just that much safer by letting those behind you know that you're rapidly decelerating. Next on the feature list is cruise control. It's raining again in California.
Did that just miss the truck?
Yeah. By about this much.
Yep, that just came down.
I'm here at the EV show, San Marcos, California, and here's Crystal charging her Tesla in the solar trailer. So this is a smart one. It follows the sun, it tracks the sun. It's got Tesla batteries in there. Let's see, it's charging. What's it putting in? Oh my God, it's charging at 32 amp, 243 volts. Wait, what? Okay. Yes. Wow, this thing is actually charging.
Oh, yeah.
No way. That's cool. Okay. Oh, look at that. It just adjusted to follow the sun. The sun's there. Now the panels are facing it. Empty. What's going on here? More batteries.
Battery heaven.
These are the, so you know which ones are, right? The VTC6s, the Sony ones, the 30 amp continuous.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Brand new.
Beautiful. No way. Those are so fancy and nice. Yeah, let me look at that one.
Yeah, watch out. Don't, if you short that as 30 amps. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I know, they're like 50, 60 amps.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
This little thing is just, look how tiny that is.
yeah, they're super scary when you're handling them because like
So
if
yeah,
you
this
short
back
it-
so that you can short it with that, right?
Well, right here, this is positive. Negative. This is positive right here.
Oh, it's on the top? Oh, it's
Yeah.
right there. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. So if you so when you're like changing them, if you put it on top of the other one, then that one will short out and like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and they're raw, right? So they're kind of.
I want to see how they like range these in the battery pack because you could have small form factor with this.
Yeah. So they actually are doing positive and negative on the same side.